to sit in just to see how things get run within a city, how members of the city come in, address the people who are running the city, and I really enjoyed it. I have aspirations not only in the arts but also in governmental work. I don't know exactly what I can do to help Coffee County, but I'm willing to learn. If there is any open position available, I'm willing to learn, and I'm a fast learner, and I'm willing to give out a helping hand wherever it needs to go. But that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time, and God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Youngo.
you.
Thank you very much for coming, and we welcome you and your family here to the city of Douglas. Thank you all. And I think that's what we have to do when we have young people just graduating college or whatever. We, try to acclimate them into the community to help them get a start and everything. So thanks again, because you could be out there doing something crazy, but instead you're here trying to learn something positive. So thank you.
Commissioner Pierce, do you have one there?
I got one somewhere, but I get him one, Commissioner. He asked me if I have a pen to give you. I'll make sure you get one.
No, not that one. I ain't getting one of that. I give you a pen. You got one.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mayor. Thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Commissioner Dern.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
It's a great honor and a pleasure to be here and to be sitting on this council representing Ward 2, thanking all the citizens, giving a shout out to all the citizens. And I also want to I think it's the CCFC. I think that's their name. They did a lot of working on houses in our, what's the name of them?
Camp 151.
Camp what?
Yeah, we're gonna have them come next time.
Okay, well, I appreciate them, because I just seen on the cross where they wrote CCFC, on some of the people, things and stuff. But I appreciate them for coming to our communities and helping building our communities, and the ones that, some of the people that had problems in their homes and that needed like repairs, they came in and they did repairs, and that was just grateful, because they did 2 houses in my community, and I tell you, that was just a blessing and everything. And also, we praying for the families of the communities, in the other cities, about the polices and, the people that got killed. We just praying for them. And also, we praying for the Mizell family also. And also, I ask that you all please keep my family in prayer. My grandfather, he's going through stage 4 cancer. And it takes a lot for me to be here, because, that's my daddy. He raised me. And him and my grandmama, they raised me, and it's a struggle to see someone go through pain, but in the midst of the pain, he still get up, and he try to do his best, and, in his last days. So, there's no reason why we can't complain. There's no reason why I can't come sit on this council. There's no reason why I can't serve, even though sometimes I might be going through pain, but that showed me that there's strength and there's unity. And I ask that y'all just, keep my family in prayer, because it's a lot. It's a lot. But, other than that, I just enjoying the ride.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you. That service, that the world is not about them and what somebody can do for them, but what they can do for other people. They need to learn that at a young age, as we all do, and have. Maybe our generation was a little more service-minded and servant-oriented than we see children a lot of times today. But so I commend them. And again, as Mayor Pro Tem mentioned, we had the opportunity, several of us attended the MEAG conference down at Amelia Island this past week, and it was my first time, having just come on the commission in January. Wonderful opportunity. Classes were very well done. A lot of information about public power. And MEAG, of course, is an acronym for Municipal Electric Authority of Georgia, and there are 49 cities in Georgia that participate with us in this cooperative effort for power. And by power, I mean, of course, we flip a light switch on, and we assume it's going to be there for us when we're ready for it. There's a lot more to it, a lot more behind the scenes, and more than just bucket trucks, more than individuals who work day and night. We had the opportunity to go to Jacksonville to the actual tea floor, which is where the commodities are traded, and an amazing sight when you see globally how responsible we are and how responsible your city officials, your city manager, and your elected officials are as stewards of that. So I commend Mr. Jacobs, I commend the mayor for being part of this, for having the foresight to join this years ago. Wonderful group of folks, and appreciate that opportunity. Thank y'all.
Outstanding. Listen to that old Commissioner McNeil down there is just throwing acronyms out and stuff.
No, I have to. Really? Oh no.
Learning some stuff. Look at her.
It was very enlightening. I told the mayor that from the time I got there, I felt that I was drinking from a fire hydrant. That much information. I was overwhelmed.
Outstanding. Good.
But it was good. It was good.
Next time won't be so much. Commissioner Mike.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be back. Apologize, I missed last meeting to attend Camp Thunder near Thomaston, Georgia. I heard some folks, I won't name names, but apparently people who occupy the mayor's seat had some things to say about that. As y'all know, we had a small group. It took 4, but we camped with another troop. We worked on about 38 merit badges between those 4 scouts, and that's quite a bit. First aid, communication, swimming, fingerprinting, weather, personal fitness, sports, those kind of things. We went canoeing and tubing on the Flint River. I got a chance somewhere in there to renew my lifeguard certification, so I got some stuff done as well. But these scouts, they're required to earn 21 merit badges for Eagle, so that kind of gives you an idea of how much progress they're able to make just by going to a week of camp. And I've been involved in Boy Scouts since I was a young man, and I would just like to put a plug out there for the Boy Scout movement. We've got several troops here in our community, and if parents out there who've got young men that are coming up, I think it's a great opportunity. We emphasize in Boy Scouts, service to God, to our family, to our country and our communities here, character development. That's what it's about. Teaching them respect for the environment. Those are some of the values that we teach in Boy Scouts. And I hear, my kid, we're doing sports, or my kid, he's out there in the woods when he goes hunting. Those are great activities that I encourage everybody to be involved in. My boys play sports as well, but there's time to do other things as well. And there's going to be things and values that you learn in Scouts that you're not going to get from any other activity. So I just wanted to put a plug out there for that. I'm, along with everybody else, I'm sincerely, it's a heartbreaking situation that we face as a country. If I understand correctly from looking at the news reports, over the last a little bit over a week, we lost 8 officers in the line of duty. At least, in 2 mass shootings. I think there have been some more incidents. In those incidents, we had 10 of the officers that were wounded, and I haven't heard how some of them severely. Many of you may know that we had an officer over in Valdosta who was attacked and nearly killed in an ambush situation. My heart and my prayers go out to those families. It's a little bit personal for me because I've been there. For those of you who have not had the opportunity, I would encourage you at some point to take advantage of a ride-along program, to get out there and ride with an officer to see what they deal with on a daily basis. People don't call 911. They don't ask for an officer when things are going well. It's a very stressful job, and you're out there having to do your best to keep the peace. And they deserve our respect and cooperation. I understand that there are times when, due to different reasons that we do have, people make mistakes. And unfortunately, because of the nature of the authority that an officer carries, sometimes those mistakes result in people getting hurt severely, even killed. but that never will excuse anyone to go out and murder those folks that we rely on in our community to keep us safe and to uphold our laws. We've heard many times in my educational background, my professional background is in law. Our country is supposed to have been established, if you will read your Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, on the rule of law. And those police officers and deputy sheriffs and state officers and federal officers in our community are the front line in making sure that the rule of law is observed. And I would encourage each of our citizens to remember that. Somebody dropped us a note and recommended, what can we do as community, maybe as drivers, what can we do to help ensure that when we have a contact with law enforcement that we can kind of keep it safe or helpful. Well, the first, I was on the way to work this morning, somebody was mentioning this on the radio, one of the DJs. If you're being stopped by an officer, I would recommend that you make sure, go ahead and get your driver's license out where it's accessible, and please keep your hands visible at all times. That's one thing that you can always do that will help de-escalate a situation. The officer knows that it's a safe situation. If he can see the hands of the person that's there, he knows that person's not reaching or grabbing a weapon or brandishing a weapon. If it's at night, turn your interior dome light on. And I know myself, and I think a lot of other motorists as well, if it's at night, get to a safe place, some place where you're not on the side of the road where there's no room to maneuver, or you're in a steep ditch. If there's a lighted place, if there's a parking lot, try to get there to pull over so it's a safe environment for everybody involved. Those are just a couple of things I think that we can all do as citizens, but I appreciate the work that our law enforcement does in our community and within our state and within our country. I was talking with a gentleman the other day that works, in fire rescue. That profession, law enforcement, is two professions that when those gentlemen and women go to work every day, they face a stark reality. They may not be coming home at night because of what they do. And it's a sobering thing. If you meet with them, they're not asking everybody, to pat them on the back and tell them how great they are. They get the satisfaction of service. But they do have that risk, and it's something that their families carry with them as well. So just remember that as we go forward, and let's do the best that we can to ensure that all of our people are taken care of, wherever they're at, in whatever way we do it. I think when we consider the fact that officers in this country engage in literally probably millions of contacts with our citizens, and when you taken with the fact that there are so few encounters from those millions that even result in any use of force, much less death, I think that it's a testament to their professionalism and to their training that those incidents don't arise any further than they do. But I would like to commend them, and I appreciate the service they're doing in our community.
Outstanding. Thank you. My comments are basically as follows. Everyone has echoed about the situation that's going on in our country. And I always try to get individuals to understand is that you have the police on one side and you have the community on the other side, when both should be working together. It should not be sides. And we always have to remember that our police officers are out there to protect and serve. And I believe that the greatest example of the police is in Dallas. Here it is, you're protecting individuals that are marching against you. And then you come under fire, but you go protect the people that were marching against you, because that's what you do. That's commendable. The other thing is on the citizen aspect. The law is there to protect and serve the citizens, not to issue out punishment. And that is one of the things that we have to be mindful of. We are all supposed to try to get along in a very harmonious environment. And sometimes, as Commissioner Gowan saying, nobody calls 911 to invite the police to a birthday party. there's a situation that's at hand, and normally when that officer arrives, it's gonna be heated or contentious. He's got to try to get, or she has to try to get control of the situation. And that's the part where getting out in the community and knowing the officers and knowing your community. If we go back to about 1978 to about 1981, there were some police officers that gave me a few rides home in front seat. Now, but guess what? They took me to 910. It wasn't pleasant when Grandma Emma Lou got through with me, but they didn't try to crush me. They didn't send me down to jail and give me a record. They gave me an opportunity to be an adolescent. They gave me the opportunity to be a teenager. They gave me an opportunity to make some mistakes that I could recover from. And I was able to recover from them because of the officers that were in our community. We knew them. We knew them. And I think that is one of the things that as a nation we have to, going back to Dallas,